longtime voice of Minnesota, Paul Allen, here on the Rich Eisen Show. How you doing, Paul?
Rich, my pleasure.
Good chatting with you here. I was on your show earlier. This is kind of like a home and home right now.
Yeah,
kinda
this
like
is good, man. Hopefully better than the Timberwolves home and home. They had one with the Knicks last night. Then they go to Madison Square Garden, and the Wolves found a way to lose again last night. So hopefully you and I will be victorious with this one.
Well, I feel it already. I could already sense that we're feeling the momentum right now. What happened to the Vikings? What can you describe? What happened after that bye week that they were 5-0 entering?
Well, the weird thing here, Rich, is if you complain about injuries, you get people around the country who are like, everybody has to deal with injuries, then the cliched next man up. But I mean, seriously, the injury situation we face this year, most recently with head coach Mike Zimmer not coaching tonight, from Teddy Bridgewater through Adrian Peterson, the team's down to its backup left tackle. Its third right tackle played in the Lions game. Now the third center is going to start tonight. There just has been a lot to overcome. Then, after the Eagles game on a short week, offensive coordinator Norv Turner resigns. So that's a legitimate distraction on top of old and new injuries. There just has been a lot over the last couple of months. And, the fact that the team is still 6-5 and still has a decent chance to win the division, I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, there's no question about that. And Zimmer's, as you mentioned, not going tonight, not going to be there tonight. What did happen, best you can tell, with him and Norv Turner, Paul?
Something obviously behind the scenes popped so badly that a longtime, well-respected, prideful coordinator / former head coach had just had enough. And I'm not, I can't exactly pinpoint what it was, but clearly there was a disconnect between Turner and Zimmer that had not been there. And, I've been around the National Football League a long time, man. I've seen some pretty heated arguments between players and coaches behind the scenes, during games and everything. But something had to have been bubbling here, and it just boiled over. And Norv stepped away, and then we played the Lions and kind of absolutely handed that game to them at U.S. Bank Stadium, and it was a very, very bad loss as we're looking at the way things are developing this year. So
what has the offense to you improved, or has it been the same? Is there what's happened since the Sherman takeover?
I think a lot. I think it's been the same a lot, Rich. Bradford is the only quarterback in the NFL full-time starter to have not thrown an interception at home. And I think the Vikings are playing out to be a very streaky team, not only during the season but during games. I mean, we've seen from when we were trailing Tennessee and Carolina early in the season 10-0 at halftime, and then the pedal goes to the metal and you just kill those teams in the second half. Likewise for both games against the Lions, very average in the first half, lights out in the second half. Likewise against Carolina. I mean, Carolina almost had 300 yards of offense in the first half and 19 first downs. In the second half, they went 3 and out 5 times and had 4 total first downs. So getting consistency offensively and defensively is a key. From an offensive standpoint, Rich, the Vikings have been a lot more explosive and a lot more confident at home. And quite honestly, if Bradford has fewer than 300 to 400 passing yards tonight, I'm going to be shocked.
Why do you say that?
Because I think off the Thanksgiving Day game against Detroit, where they did not have their best receiver, Stephon Diggs, and a man who's 4th in the NFL in receptions, into the Lions game Thanksgiving, he had led all NFL receivers in receptions over the previous 3 games. So Diggs may be a second-year, 5th-round pick from Maryland, not many have heard of. He's on fire, and he's by far the best we have. So they really missed him. They got really conservative in that game, really conservative. And I think they learned from it. Now, the way the Cowboys defense, the makeup of that Cowboys defense, I think where we are weak on the offensive line, I don't think they're very strong. So therefore, I think the interim offensive coordinator, Pat Shurmur, is going to be able to get exotic and creative tonight with some stuff. And honestly, when you take this thing in on NFL Network, I think you're really going to like it.
Voice of the Vikings, Paul Allen, joining me here, and it's so big tonight because if they pull it off tonight, Paul, if the Vikings pull it off tonight, they're at Jacksonville after that, an Indianapolis team that we've seen that's completely up and down coming in Week 15, and then the big game at Green Bay in the penultimate week of the season before a home closer against the Bears. I mean, there's a path here. There's a path
Right.
to 10 wins here for sure. You could see that. I mean, if it all goes right, and then who knows what happens in division if not in that second wild card spot. You never know.
Hey, main man, we can win tonight. I mean, the fact that the head coach is not there, that sucks. And everything he's going through personally with that eye now, I mean, that's just freaking awful. And who knows what the rest of the season is going to look like for Mike Zimmer. But, the team lost him the night before the game. So the Zimmer defensive package, which is incredibly well respected, it's in. And the guy who's going to execute it, George Edwards, is Mike's right-hand man. So I don't expect that thing to take a step back at all. And with all due respect to those rookies, Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott, I mean, when I watch back Elliott games, it is Adrian Peterson from 07 and 08. I mean, it's almost, in fact, it's a more patient version of Adrian. It might even be a little better. So I respect it, but they have not faced on the road what they're going to see tonight defensively. And the Vikings have their full complement defensively healthy this evening for the first time in a while, and I think it's going to give the team a chance to win.
And how is Peterson? We're hearing he's running around a little bit. He's practicing.
He started running a little bit. I mean, you get, a lot of people ask me that, and, it'd be great to get Adrian back because we've really missed that home run hitting ability in the running game. But you just get conflicting stories. I mean, if you talk to Adrian, he wanted to come back and play tonight, and kind of saw a little hope on that privately. And that was from a few weeks ago. And then you talk to other people, and they're like, absolutely no chance will he be back this season. I'm very confused with the whole situation, and it'd be nice to get him back.
And what about Bridgewater? What about his status for 2017? It's being discussed right now.
Man, that Tuesday in late August when he ripped that knee up, man, I was at practice, and a pall was cast over Winter Park, Rich, that in my 15 years I've never seen. I mean, it was ridiculous how negative it got there that day because those next to it knew it was really bad. So the fact that they have Bradford this year, and I think if they pay him $4 million early March, they get him next year, which buys them time for Bridgewater. And, Sam's been a godsend to what this offense has been this year. But honestly, with all due respect to everybody, that there have been times this team has missed Bridgewater's running ability. And when Teddy gets back, man, I certainly will welcome him with open arms.
Paul, love having you on. Enjoyed being on your show, too. Have a great cast tonight.
You're awesome, man. Can't wait to see you at the stadium. Bye.
Right back at you. That's Paul Allen at PA on the mic on Twitter.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.